If I have to hear, I thought I was in my apartment. I thought I was in my apartment. Oh, but I thought I was in my apartment. Oh, Christ, I've lost my job. Oh, my God. I thought I was in my apartment. If I have to hear that one more time, I thought I was in my apartment. Bollocks. She knew she was not in her own apartment. Fuck, there's always someone coming down. Hang on. Right. My theory is she knew she was in Botham's apartment. They were having an intimate affair, and she came home from work that evening, and because he hadn't done the dishes, she sort of like toy threatened him on the floor sort of thing, but with rage, with a knee on his chest and with her gun out, sort of like, we had plans to go for dinner, or the like, or you promised me you'd have my dinner, sort of like, you know, a loving relationship, and sort of like a hard day at work, and she had been at work all day, and Botham was a pothead, smoking weed. She possibly perceived him as this lazy pothead who she was madly in love with, and I've been in a relationship, one-on-one relationship for several years, and I know what it's like to live one-on-one with just another person for several years. I know what that's like, and also in an apartment setting, I know firsthand what that's like. So I am talking from experience, from life experience. And then possibly the gun has gone off by accident, right? And the second shot she's fired deliberately to make it look like, you know, she's began to invent a story straight away, and she's made that second shot, fired that second shot to make it look like, you know, her story, to make her alibi solid. Right? And that's when we saw her on the footage, walking up and down the communal hallway area on the phone, doing the apartment rap, yeah? There is no way on earth she thought she was in her own apartment. Maybe because she was going there every night, maybe because they were in this loving relationship, that she may have thought she was in her own apartment, but that was not her reason for what happened that night. The self-defense angle. I think in my heart, she didn't want to admit openly that she was in said loving relationship with both of them. I think it was either admit that or say what she is currently saying in court now, which is the self-defense angle, and that I thought I was in my own apartment. I thought immediately, as soon as that gun was fired accidentally, her mind started racing to think of what on earth I could possibly say. Immediately. Training in the police force knocks every ounce of sentimental emotion out of you. She would have been grateful for a relationship with a younger man, a more naive man. Very grateful for the love. She would have been very grateful for that sentimental love and affection of another person. She would have been very grateful for that, and she would have wanted to keep hold of that. But maybe she doesn't want out in the open that she was in a said relationship with a coloured gentleman. Maybe she doesn't want that. Maybe that's the reason why she's thinking the ridiculous, which I, hand on my heart, think is what is going on. She simply doesn't want to admit that she was in this relationship with both of them. And she's going for this route, the apartment route. If I have to see that girl just sat there, this blooming square-shouldered girl, my bum, she would have been just grateful for the love and affection, as I say, from this nice gentleman, Potsdam gentleman, who would have liked lava baths, massages, and romantic dinners. She would have been grateful for that, regardless of what gender they were. Whether gender's irrelevant, but if I have to see her sat there just staring ahead in these square-shouldered dresses she's wearing, just relying on the fact that her alibi is that she didn't think she was in her own apartment. It's just it's a joke. It's laughable and it's a joke. That's what's happened. She simply doesn't want to admit that she was in this relationship with both of them. And immediately she thought of this before she even came out onto the staircase, which we see recorded on CCTV. It was the only thing else other than admit she was in this relationship. What else could she say? I live with people directly above me, and I know when I come through my front door, I know that my apartments, or flats we call them here in Britain, is not up the stairs. I know my flat is not up the stairs. I know my flat is straight ahead of me, regardless of what state I'm in, regardless of what drug I've taken, regardless. And I'm nearly 50 years old, and I'm talking from life experience. Regardless of what drug I've taken, I know that my flat is not up the stairs, that it's just there straight ahead of me. I know. It doesn't matter. You know what your apartment is. You know which apartment is yours. You know. Just admit she can't now, can she? She doesn't want to be locked away for life. So she won't just backtrack and go all sentimental and say, oh, I was a fool, I was mad in love with this man. She's not going to do that, is she? But that is my honest opinion. That's what happened there. She simply didn't want to admit to be in this loving relationship with both of them. I honestly think that is the truth. It's what happened there. They were toy. She's got into sort of like a rage when she's seen him still sat there smoking weed when she come in from a hard day's work, that she sort of like toy played around with as she was taking her belt off, her gun belt off. That kind of thing happened, and the bullet went off. I honestly think that's what happened. And she thought, well, I'm up here all the time, and I know that the apartments look identical, and they're on top, directly onto each other, and I could say I just thought I was in my own apartment because the front doors look the same, and because she being young as well, she's not really thought about it. Daft cow. Right, over and out, but that's my honest opinion. Please, God, can it get any worse?